Katie Coy here. I am the Executive Director of AAAE, and I think most of you probably know who I am, but just in case. I'm here now to spend a few minutes introducing you to our new website. There is a lot to explore here, but I'm just going to focus on a few things to get you going. So the first thing I want to do is show you how to log in. It's pretty easy. You can tell that you're not logged into the site when you see this little login function over here. And once you're logged in, it will say profile over here because this is where you go to edit your profile. So to log in for the first time, what you're going to do is go ahead and click login. And when you come in for the first time, you're going to go ahead and click this forgot password link and enter your email address and hit enter. And because you're already set up in the site, you'll receive an automated email with a temporary password. And so then you'll come back to this screen and you'll enter that information in. So you'll put in your email address, which I've done many times. It knows who I am. And you'll go ahead and put in that temporary password and hit login. And now I'm logged into the site because over here now I see profile instead of login. And I'm not going to go to my profile because it's just my name basically and email address, but that's where you can go once you're logged in to change your password to something more memorable and also to edit your program information, which I'll get to in just a second. So I just want to share a few things once you're logged in, a few things that you can do on the site, and a few things that I just want to make sure that you make note of. The first is this new version of our logo. One of the goals of this site was to make sure that it looked like a site that represented people in the arts community. So I wanted a more artful version of our logo. This logo doesn't necessarily replace the logo that we use, and you'll see that it's used elsewhere on the site, but it's a complementary version and one that we'll use from time to time when we want to use something a little more artful. So just so you know the scoop behind that logo. If you look at the website, you'll see a few different things you can do once you're on the home page. This pod of information is designed for external folks who are not necessarily in AAAE or even arts administration. As you'll see, this is where people can start to find a program, to learn about arts administration, and to become a member if that's something that they're interested in. And you should note as you play around on the site for the next few days that the become a member pieces won't be fully functional until we're completely launched. Once the site is live, we'll have to hook up all of the forms for membership. So if you click around in there over the next few days, it might not feel like it works exactly right, but we know that and we're working on it. The next thing you'll see here is the newsroom, which is all of our most current events. And you can click on this newsroom link up here to go to a page that has more than just these most recent 4. So this is where all of our most recent announcements will be. And then this bottom pot of information is for folks who are already in the fold, so to speak, or who are looking at going deeper with arts administration or arts administration education. So you can explore all of those areas, although you'll be familiar with most of them as members who are already in the AAAE community. So that's our homepage. Beyond that, I just want to point out a few things. If you go to our programs page, we now have a program directory that's searchable and truly searchable. The last one on our current site never really was. You can search by country, by degree level, institution. You can hit keywords and see what those pull up. And you'll also have the opportunity, you don't see them now, but as people start to tag their entries, you'll have the opportunity to tag your programs according to different characteristics that you want searchable in your listing. So make sure that as you go in and review your information, which I encourage you to do in the next few days, you go ahead and tag your programs so that we can start to build that piece of the directory. You'll also note that some of the program information is not complete, and that's the reason for that is the data from the old site, the current site, to this site is not necessarily apples to apples. There are more fields in this site. There are more ways to look up a program. So as you review your data, you might see, for instance, there's one field in there in the program listings for degree type, and that wasn't something that you could select on the current site. So in a lot of the programs, it's defaulting as certificate. Now we're going in there and cleaning as we can to make sure everything's as accurate as we know it to be. but the fastest and most accurate way to make all of the program listings fully accurate is for everyone to review their own. So I do encourage you to do that at your earliest convenience. And of course, if you have any questions, just let me know. The other thing I want to draw your attention to is the resources tab. We have a few different things here that we didn't have on the old site, namely this publications annex and the content repository. So these are both features that we added to the site based on member feedback, and they are places where you can go to contribute content or review content to do with classes, so or anything that you use in the classroom or for professional development. The publication annex is specifically, meant to be for publications, for books, and the content repository is all about content that you might use in the classroom. I know several people have asked me about like a syllabus repository, and this is where syllabi or other documents like that would go. We're going to be building this over time, but it's something I'm really also going to rely on our members to hopefully build into as well. If you have content that you use in the classroom or your own content that is something for use in the classroom that you want to offer up to the membership, please make sure it's there so that when people join or sign in, they can find it and use it hopefully and know about it. We're hoping that this will be built up to be a really nice resource and member benefit. All of that information is behind member login. So, we're hoping that you can help us make it a really valuable member benefit. So those are the things I wanted to point out specifically to you. Please feel free to spend some time on the site, take a read through it, and give me any feedback you have about usability or language or anything at all. We want to make it as user-friendly as possible, and it's also a process. The longer the site is out there and the more people use it, the more we'll learn about how to make it better. So I'm really looking forward to rolling this out next week, and I'm really grateful to everyone for taking the time to review your profiles and to put in the content that you might want to put in the repository or the publications annex, and just really excited and here if you have any questions or anything that you would like to share. So thank you very much and have a great day.